God can do anything. God is all powerful. God is omnipotent. There is no limit to what God can do. We see God's power displayed first of all in creation. I live on a planet called Earth, 93 million miles from a star called the Sun. The Sun is one of 200,000 million other stars in our galaxy called the Milky Way. The Milky Way is one of 200,000 million other galaxies in our known universe. Our nearest galactic neighbour is Andromeda, 6 million light years away. It takes light travelling at 186,000 miles a second, 6 million years to get here from Andromeda. And God creates all this by simply speaking. In the Genesis account, the creation of the stars is almost like an afterthought, where the author simply notes this, inspired by the Spirit. He also made the stars. God's power is unlimited, awesome beyond our consideration. He creates a universe by speaking. But we also see his power displayed in the gospel in a very remarkable way. There are some things that God cannot do. His power is governed by his nature and his character. And since God is holy, he cannot lie, he cannot change his mind, he cannot do wrong. Neither can God simply ignore moral failure and sin. God must deal with it according to his holy law. And yet he desires you and I to be with him in heaven. But we're sinners, so there's a problem. So God works an incredible power in the gospel. And Paul tells us in Romans 1 and verse 16, the gospel is the power of God displayed for the salvation of anyone who will simply believe. The gospel entails God working very hard. He creates a universe by speaking. To save you and me, he has to send his son, Jesus Christ, the eternal Son of God, who becomes a man without ceasing to be God. He spends 33 years here. He lives a perfect life because we can't do it. He fulfills God's law on our behalf. Then he dies the death that we deserve. Calvary was hell on earth 2,000 years ago. He lived for me, he died for me, he rose again. Or God can create a universe by speaking, but to save you and me, to have power to do that, he had to send his son. His son had to come, and the Holy Spirit has to make it real to you. The gospel is God's power. Oh, God is almighty, omnipotent. God can do anything. It's displayed supremely in the gospel of salvation and remarkably in the wonder of creation itself. God can do anything.